another episode of The Grind. And this is specifically talking to all my fellow church planners out there, entrepreneurs, people starting new things. And I just want to talk to you a little bit today about joy, about fun maybe, kind of like hand in hand, I guess. And a lot of times things get so serious, especially when you're going through hard times and you have a team that's around you and they're going through hard times and everybody's feeling like they're going through hard times and like the ship is like kind of going back and forth and you just feel like, whoa, like, like, is this thing going to crash? Well, I'm here to tell you today that think of some things that you can break that and have a little fun with. And one thing we do for our church leaders when we get together is we always talk about dumb stuff. And the minute one person does it, the other person does it, and it breaks the tension, and the next thing you know, we're laughing about things. And it's kind of interesting because we all have these different things that are going on that literally looks like hell is breaking loose all around us. And when the minute we get together, like it's kind of like the tension is still there, but all it takes is like for us to settle in, one person to kind of say something like a joke about somebody's shirt or something like that, and the next thing you know, you can see the whole mood just completely change. So, whether you have a Christian business or not, a church plant, whatever, secular business, doesn't matter. I remember working in the business world, and I remember the times where I worked in a very good environment and I worked in an awful environment. And I will tell you this, put people in a great environment and pay them less, most of them will stay. Because truly, yeah, it's money, but it's not all about the money. If you really love what you do, it's awfully hard to pull somebody away from it for the money. Now, some people, they'll sell out in a heartbeat. They'll do it because they want this. It's their heart, it's their life, whatever. But I believe that when you make an environment, especially in my world, where I have volunteers that don't get paid to do this, and they're coming and they're doing this, believing that it's unto God, and they are. They're doing it unto Him, and they're doing it also to me, to help me out. And we're doing this as a team, and when we talk about family, and we talk about, in my church, we talk about us being a family. We're part of the family of God, but we're also part of the Restoration House family. So I try to give people an idea that we're all in this boat together. It's not you guys and then me. It's all of us are in this together. So think about this. As you're leading and as you're developing your business or your organization or whatever it may be, think about some ways along the way that you can enjoy the journey. You're going to have your peaks and valleys, and if you love roller coasters, fantastic. If you're like me and you don't like anything to go fast and then everything just kind of go like this, it's like, oh my goodness. Like, no wonder I got gray all over my beard and everything. So, think of ways. I'm flipping back again to my business experience. There was one company I worked for. They had Fridays during the summer. They had Sundays. They would go out to the local place and they would buy hot-fudge sundaes or whatever you wanted. They would give 1 hour early out on a Friday to someone who did above and beyond for the week. They created an environment where they felt supported. People were able to laugh amongst each other. They were able to kind of like, joke around, gave them permission to. And when things got serious, it got serious. But when people came in that specific office or that department, you could tell that there was good leadership going on there. People enjoyed what they did. They wanted to help the customers as much as they can. And that has a direct effect. And in my line of work that I was in for over 23 years, it was customer service. So if you have unhappy customer service folks, and then you're asking them to be nice on the phone to others, that's a tall stretch. But if they do it naturally, then they're going to do it all the time, and people are going to pick up on that. I mean, think about it. If you've ever been, got a back scratch, if you've ever been in a situation where you're in a room where you could feel the tension, like I did here the other day at my son's birthday party, there was tension going on between two family members. And the minute it happened, I was out there, there's a grill right behind me, and I'm out there flipping hot dogs and twirling them around. And immediately I hear shots fired. Boom, just back and forth. Now it shut down quick, but it was shots fired. And you could feel the tension. There was no music going on, by the way. And I kept thinking, music will change the mood. So without putting preachy stuff out and putting my Christian worship stuff out that I normally do, I thought, second best thing, smooth jazz. It's not this ra-da-da-da-da, you know, like I love rock and I love hard, heavy metal and stuff like that, but there's a time and place for it that wouldn't go well. And I don't need something that's spewing out ugliness all over the place. So I put smooth jazz on. And within moments, you could see how people started to settle in. There were groups over here, groups over there, groups over here, but everybody kind of talked to one another. And it started to move and maneuver. The same thing you want to do in your work environment. Connect with people, do things as a team. We're doing this brainstorming thing in a couple weeks, and we're going to do it in a place downtown here in High Street. And there's another place right down the street from it that's like a bagel place, and that's what we're going to do. We're probably going to get something to eat there, and then go to this place, and for half a day, we're just going to brainstorm about stuff. But we're going to do it in an environment where we can have some fun, we can be away from everything and everybody, and just focus on the one thing. So, kind of to wrap it up, it's this. Create an environment that people want to have laughter in, they want to have joy in, they want to enjoy what they're doing, even on the bad days when nothing works. Where customers are yelling, whether it's internal customers or external customers, or the big boss comes down from California or whatever, or Germany because it's an international company, and they're picking everything apart and saying, why aren't you doing this? Or somebody gets fired or whatever. It's called life. But you can do, as a leader here, you can do what you can to create an environment, even in your own family, where people don't feel like they're walking on eggshells, and they feel like they're, you know, they're free to move, free to do, and they don't feel like they're being intimidated. I've been in way too many environments where I felt intimidated, and it's not fun. It's tension all the way. You really can't say anything, because if you do, you take a chance of getting your head lopped off. And it does not promote any kind of teamwork. It doesn't promote any kind of bonding. It just becomes this defensiveness, like this cover your rear end type of environment. And all you focus on doing is survival. It's like Shark Tank, you know? That's not a good thing. So for all my leaders out there, when you hear this, you be the one to create something. Create something where, I mean, even if you do something even out of work, and I'm not talking happy hour, okay? Because a lot of times it's not happy. People get crap-faced before anything because they're unhappy with their lives. I'm talking like, you know, maybe you have like a barbecue at your house and you have your employees over and their families, or if you have way too many of them, then maybe rent a hall or something and say, look, we want to have a employee appreciation thing. It's not Christmas time. This is on your own personal dime, and you're going to do this. I don't know, whatever you choose to do. But that's not just the only thing. You want to create the environment every day. And that's hard. That's hard. I go through it, I struggle with it, especially when I'm going through it. I need to constantly think about that. Like tonight I'm going to have a Bible study. I can't be in weenie whiny mode. I've got to be able to go in there and do what I got to do. Same thing with yesterday when I was preaching. I had to change my mindset from being hurt and upset and wanting to cry over my great Dane and everything else that was happening. I had to go in there and deliver the message. So, in closing, create an environment that people want to be at, not because they have to. If they have to do something, they'll only do it for a point in time until they can figure out something else, and then they're gone. Don't believe me, just go through it. You'll see. Document it, put it on a tab or whatever, and see how much turnover you have. I've been there, I've done that, should have got the shirt. All right? So, hey guys, just word of encouragement, you know, take it for what it is. But this one withstands the test of time. This one I'm really sure about. I've lived it, I've watched it, I've seen it from a distance, I've seen it up close. I've seen it in various circles, and the same rule applies. It's common sense, really. But you'd be surprised how many people it's not common with. All right? Don't forget to check out our website, rhmillville.org, and check us out there. And then at the same time, don't forget to subscribe. Oh, by the way, you like the video? Great. Give it a thumbs up for me. Let me know your comments. Let me know what you're struggling with. Maybe you need ideas on how to do that. Maybe you're sitting there saying, well, why am I going through all this turnover and so forth? Maybe I can try to help you out with it. I don't know. But as you can see, Cole is here to be my support network here. Bottom line is, guys, there's always resource around to help. Don't feel you're alone. And I thank you so much for liking this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Restoration House Media Network, and don't forget to share it. Have a great day.